Hey, congratulations! You got the Defensive Player of the Year on your team. What about Kyrie?
Well, it's very well deserved. I mean, the progress that he's made after winning the award last year on with a couple other guys. It's when you're at that level defensively, it's hard to get a lot better, and he's gotten better. His ability to anticipate, avoid screens, and obviously he's always been a pest on the ball. But it's good to know that the coaches around the league have taken notice of what we already knew. Like he is very elite on that end of the floor.
Marcus, first team. What is that like to see him get first team like that again?
It's, like I told him, he'll always be the first guy to ever be, all Big East twice. So it's a nice feather in his cap, and obviously he's made strides as well on both ends of the floor. But I'm especially proud of his percentages on the offensive end, his ability to make his teammates better, and eliminate some of the foolish shots that he maybe took last year. So it's about getting better. It's about making progress, and both guys have done it, and it's been fun to see.
What's the hardest thing to prepare for when it comes to Providence?
I think Providence, what they do is they're so long. They roll guys out there. Cartwright's a little bit on the smallish end, and then they play a couple centers that are big. But everybody else is 6'5" to 6'8". They're long, they're athletic, very physical on the offensive glass, and they just try to beat you up. And that's not exactly a recipe for some of the smallish guys that I'm going to roll out on the floor. But we know what we have to do. We haven't played them for a long time, but I don't think much has changed on our end, and certainly not much changed on their end.
Different look though with Epperson. I don't think we had him last time, right?
We did not. It was right after Martina got hurt, so we were still adjusting to life without him. But Jacob brings some pace to our offense certainly, and he's improving defensively. We just we're kind of in a wait and see mode to see how this knee reacts.
Do you have to tell the younger guys, hey, it's the same deal because it's Madison Square Garden? Does it still have that same aura around it, the Big East tournament that it did when maybe me and you were a little younger?
I think it does when you go in there the first time, when there's people in there. Now, they had the chance to tour it when they were part of our freshman fundamentals program that the Big East does in the fall of each year with all the freshmen. So they've been in the building, they've seen it, but seeing it on game day is a little bit different when the place is full and it's rocking. And it's one of the best environments in college basketball, and a very special place to play. So we'll try to get past that as quickly as we can and onto the game.
Kind of talk about those fields for the tournament. A lot of teams have beaten each other up. I mean, it seems wide open. How do you see this?
I think it makes for an exciting tournament. You have even the last week end of the regular season. You have DePaul, who ended up being the last place team, having a shot to tie the game against Xavier, our first place team, who's ranked in the top couple in the country. So I think that speaks to the balance of the league, and that on any given night anything can happen. And I think that makes for a very interesting tournament, a very competitive tournament. Certainly Xavier and Villanova has separated themselves from the pack and proven that they're the two best teams in the tournament. But when you're playing on a neutral floor, I think anything can happen, and we're just hoping to get by that first round and see what happens.
It's unique though because you play night after night after night. And do you go into it? Obviously, you got to take it one at a time. But do you go into it back of your head? Man, we just got to win the first game. Obviously.
Yeah. You try to win the first one in advance. We're in as good a spot as anybody. I don't think there's anybody that has a huge advantage. But I think you have to have a little depth. Maybe that's where we're lacking. With some of the injuries that we've had, but hopefully Ronnie's back and can get back on the floor and give us another body.
How much do you pay attention to those brackets and seeds for the big picture in terms of the big dance? Do you bother with it?
Not really. You can't help because it certainly dominates the news this time of the year, which it should. It's the greatest tournament in college sports, I think, and you want to be part of it. And I don't much care. All I told Bruce is all I'm concerned about is our seed, our opponent, and the location at which we play. Other than that, it's all up to you. So, you just want to be in the tournament. As you could see last year, Xavier was a 7 seed in our conference tournament, 11 seed in the NCAA tournament, and they're a couple baskets away from the Final Four. So I think college basketball is as open as it's ever been. The hard part's getting in the tournament, and then we'll worry about advancing once we get there.
With Kyrie, I don't know if is there a game or two that sticks out? I mean, he plays hard every game. I don't know if there's a game or two in league where you just said, holy cow, that what a performance by him there defensively?
I think what separates him, and you guys have been to practice enough, he does the same thing in practice every day that he does in games. The same intensity, the same attention to detail, the same, competitive spirit that we see on game night, we as a coaching staff see every day in practice. So there's a reason he's able to carry it over when the lights go on. It's because he does it every single day. So, unfortunately, I probably, because I've been around him now for a few years, you start to maybe take for granted what he does. When he's gone, you're going to realize there's a heck of a void to fill.
Ronnie, okay?
Well,
he's taking some shots.
yeah, it's made some good strides this weekend. I think it's feeling a lot better. Feeling better and being able to go up and down full speed are two different things. So hopefully we can move that direction as the week goes on.
Has he been able to condition, or is there like a little bit of a drop off there
No.
just because of the foot, right?
No,
So
he really hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
So, but if you're not in shape by now,
Right. You don't lose it in a week.
you don't lose it in a week. Right? Just like we don't get it back in a week.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Accolades, I'm sure you don't play for them, but it's nice. What does that first team mean to you?
It just means a lot to me just because there's so many good players in this league, and anybody really could have got first team this year, and I'm happy that I was chosen as one of the top 6.
And it's kind of cool that you're the first Creighton guy to go Big East back-to-back. That's kind of a nice landmark to set, legacy.
Yeah, it's a nice thing to do, It's finally the first thing I've done that Doug hasn't done, so, it's a good thing to do.
Hey, what about this week? Do you go into thinking you got to win X amount of games to get a certain seed, or how do you look at the tournament as a whole?
For us, we just got to go in and take it game by game like we've been doing the conference play. And, I think if we worry about that, everything else take care of itself. As far as for the NCAA tournament, I think we do need to, make a little push just to get a higher seed. But, I think anybody we match up in a tournament is going to be good for us to go against.
What does playing in Madison Square Garden mean to you? Especially, it's a different feel, I'm gathering, than a regular season game. Playing in the Big East tournament there.
Yeah, for me, growing up watching a lot of college basketball and watching NBA, the Madison Square Garden is one of the best arenas you ever want to play in. So, it's a dream come true for me. So, you have extra, hype going into the game, knowing that you're playing in the Garden, especially playing in the Big East tournament, as you grow up watching that over and over. It's exciting, it's my last one, so, I'm ready to get out there on that court.
That last year, when you first walked in the Garden, was that like 30 minutes before? Right before your game. You hadn't been in there before.
Yeah. Last year, since we played the last game, we didn't get to have a shoot around, so it was the first time I've ever walked into the locker room and just get that feel for the Garden.
Did you have to sort of calm yourself down? And I guess as a follow-up, do you anticipate having to calm maybe some of your first-year guys down who haven't experienced it?
Yeah, it's definitely something you got to be prepared for. You can't get overly hyped about it. I think I got in early foul trouble just because I was so amped up, ready to play. But, it's just something you're just going to have to, calm yourself down. Being an older guy, I'm going to be able to have to get Mitch and Tyshawn and Jake calm down and, get them acquainted to the game.
What about Providence? This is a team that always kind of played hard against people. So what are your thoughts about them?
It's always tough going against Providence just because they're so tough and physical, and sometimes we lack that when we're not playing our best. So they always give us a good run, and something they always do. We never shoot the ball too well against them because their defense always gives us a little bit of problems. So I just think we got to be prepared to have a hard-fought game for 40 minutes.
Yeah, most of the time they just switch screens against you, right? Pretty much every position they can switch screens. When teams do that, what's your guys' counter? Or I guess what do you have to do, maybe from a fundamental standpoint, to be able to still be an attack?
I think something we're learning is just, when me or Kyrie get those mismatches, we just got to space the core out and work. Don't get too much ISO ball going because, it kind of affects our offense. But, we noticed that a lot of teams are switching on us, and we just space out. It's going to make it easier for us because we have so many shooters on the wing. And, that's how last time we were able to get some easy layups in the second half.
Two more for you. Talk about Kyrie getting Defensive Player of the Year in the Big East Conference. You faced him in practice. How good is Kyrie on that?
Yeah, this year I've especially noticed how much better he's even gotten on his defense from last year, and, he definitely deserves this. And Kyrie's came a long way. I remember him as a freshman guarding guys like Chris Dunn and Isaiah Whitehead, and, him just struggling against him a little bit. Now he's over here dominating all the best players in the conference. So, it just shows his improvement, and, nobody deserves that award but Kyrie.
we kind of talked about it on Saturday, but this tournament, I mean, it feels like it's pretty wide open. You guys almost beat Xavier. You beat Villanova. How confident are you going into this thing that you might be able to string 2 or 3 wins together?
Yeah, definitely more confident than we were last year. Just because we beat almost every team but Marquette. So and we're confident we can beat them when we get rolling. So it's wide open for us, and we're excited that we get to play in such a good tournament like this because it's usually dominated by 2 teams, but this year anybody can win it. So we're excited, and hopefully we can make a fight and get the championship.
I was it last year. I was Cole, so I mean, I kind of expected to get it this year again, doing the same stuff that I did last year. As far as getting a defensive assignment.
Marcus said you've improved a lot just in the last 3 years and been defensive player. How much improvement have you made?
I don't think I really improved at all. I think I just took it more serious. My freshman year, I kind of was just thrown under the bus just to defend, and then it's just something I embraced. Guarding him, I would say, kind of got me a little better, but I don't give him, the full credit for it. So, I guess he's trying to, be nice right now.
The fact that you didn't have to share it this year, how much of a point of pride is it for you? Because I know we talked about that before the season started.
Oh yeah. I mean, I honestly don't know. I was expecting, to kind of be co with Bridges again, or him to win it, but. I guess I'm just honored to have it by myself, and I worked hard, every night in, night out, guarding those guys like Martin and Brunson and so on.
You're in some pretty heady company though, with Ewing and AI and Warren.
Yeah.
I mean and now Kyrie Thomas is on that same list. That's got to be. What does that make you feel like?
Kind of good in a way. Tyler kind of gave me some trouble about it. He said, well, Patrick Ewing won it 4 times in a row. I'm not impressed. And I was just like, well, I was like, my freshman year, I don't know. I tried my freshman year. But to be under those guys, I mean, that's kind of crazy. You never really expect that to be, in the list with those guys. But I'll take it.
You faced Providence, a team that always gives you trouble. What about that matchup this go to the Big East tournament?
Oh, I mean, just like kind of like last year. I mean, kind of pretty much got the same schedule as far as playing Providence and then Xavier. Those guys are just tough, and that's something we worked on all year, and especially trying to end out games, just being a tougher team. So I feel like they're going to be like, do their thing, be tough, but I feel like we're going to come in super focused, and we're going to try to be the better team. I know everybody's kind of amped up. It's the Big East tournament, so hopefully that momentum right there just helps us, and we can take advantage of it.
How wide open is this tournament? I guess maybe how confident are you guys that you could?
Oh, I mean, it's really wide open. Each team really doesn't matter about the seeding position. Each team had their ups and downs this year. You look at St. John's beating a couple teams. Then you got Villanova, who lost a couple close games or games that everybody expected them to win. So as far as that, I mean, you never know. You just never know.
2 more.
I guess what's it take to night in and night out get yourself ready to, like, mentally and physically ready to go against some of these scores that you've done? Kind of take us through like how you prepping for a matchup against Shamori Pons or Keelan Martin?
Probably just rest my legs, because you're gonna do a lot of running around chasing those guys. But mentally, this is just my job. The team kind of expect me to, nag at those guys, and I try to make it easy for everyone else by, just rebounding, making those guys take tough shots, and hopefully they miss. I'm gonna be there. So everybody else just got to rebound, and we just, that's how we're gonna, win games. Pick up the pace as far as getting up and down, take a quick tough shot, and then we're down at the other end, hopefully making a good play or a nice little 3.
When did you adopt that mentality? Like, the team expects me to be here, so I better be here. Like,
I honestly don't. I honestly don't know.
As a freshman, what did you have that approach? I mean,
no.
Were you as competitive with guys thinking like, hey, I got to lock this guy down?
No, that was in the back of my mind. I feel like my freshman year I was, a little bit selfish. Just like, okay, my man's not scoring, my man's not this. But, now I got to help everyone. Okay, my man's not going to score, so they have another go-to guy that I need to help off of.
Right.
And that's kind of the mentality that I have now.